Good morning, folks. It's ST here, and we're going to be doing a little live look at the Rafale tank. So, about to get set up here and get ready for this. So, let me get my chat up. How's everybody doing out there this morning? Well, first and foremost, I'd like to thank Sherry over at Uwell for sending these tanks over for me to look at. Yeah, the Rafale tank. I know quite a few folks out there have done the reviews. They've been up for a while, but I got mine in. Oh shoot, probably I don't know, over a month ago. Been messing with them, putting them through the rigors, but I like it. I do like the tank. But there are pros and cons to it. So I'm not going to do the big major technical stuff on all this, but I have found some things I like about it, and I found some things I've disliked about it. If you keep up with me and on the live shows and all that stuff, you know that I've always loved my Crown tank. But when they put the Rafale tank out, to my knowledge, it wasn't supposed to be a version 2 of the Crown tank, of this one right here. It was just supposed to be a newer sub-ohm tank that they had developed. So, like I said, it wasn't supposed to be the version 2 of it or anything. But so, like I said, I got these in, I don't know, I guess about a month ago or so. And right off the bat, if y'all watched one particular reviewer at hand that did the first review, he said he was having some issues with the tanks leaking. And to my knowledge, the coil that was leaking was the 0.2. I got my coils in. They were supposed to be a newer batch, but I've had some leaking issues out of mine too. And it's not just out of the 0.2s. The 0.2s and the 0.5s, I've had issues with leaking. All the time, no, but sometimes, yeah. So I don't know to blame it on the coil or something. I don't exactly know what's going on there with it, but there is something going on. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, I've got a whole brand new setup here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'll do a live, let's say, unboxing. So when you receive your tank, it's going to come in this nice little wrap package. Now, right off the bat, there is a pro here. A pro being that packaging on these are awesome. Certain y'all have already seen all this, but like I said, packaging is awesome on these. So let's go ahead and break the old trusty knife out. You've got a little piece of clear tape around the top of this lid. I see we got folks starting to pop in. Good morning to everybody out there. It's nice to see y'all. So let's see. There we go. So right off the bat, let's see, you got your authenticity codes with a number. You'll have that at the top. Now, to my knowledge, Uwell has put, there is a different color tank floating out there. I guess you can win it or something like that. Don't know all the hype on that crap, but something's going on with it. But so you get these little doodads, blah, blah, blah. Now the packaging, like I said, on these are awesome. I really do like it. So just slide that out, and it comes And this packaging right here. You've also, in your can, you've got O-ring replacements for everything. And these will come in handy because I'm going to show you some other stuff here in just a few. And a little bit more paperwork there. And you get like a little brief description on the tank itself, you know, just a little user manual here. So you need to look at that. All right, so let's break the tank out. Now, I've already done this a couple of times with previous ones, and like I said, they have them packed in there pretty good. So it does come with a spare coil, an extra glass, and the tank itself, which this one slid out pretty easy. So there is the tank. Now, cosmetics to the tank, myself, my opinion, I love it. I think it looks pretty sharp. I've heard both ways about it, but like I said, the tank itself, real nice tank. It comes with this little, I guess you can say, condom for the top. Doing high wattages, want to keep the heat down a little bit. But I will tell you this, when I first was using this on this tank, it seemed to be a good thing at first. But over just a few days use, and it's on there very tight when you first get it. It's like, it feels like it's almost impossible to get off. But I guess you get condensation plus the heating and the cooling of the tip itself, you know, it'll get loose on you. Also, what happens with, I guess, with the condensation, you get maybe a little juice underneath it, you know, it's going to come to a point where it won't stay on. It'll just keep sliding off and it gets kind of funky underneath there. So over the first week of having this, I decided, shit, it's not even worth having it on there. So took it off. So, and just left it off. But like I said, for those of y'all that haven't seen an up close of it, there you go. And I'll break the tank down real fast. But nice tank compared to the older style, which, like I said, we're not trying to say that the Crown tank and the Rafale tank, you know, they're two different things. It's simply Uwell putting out two different tanks. The Crown was a 22 millimeter tank. This is a 24. It is bigger. It is top fill. Now the top fill, let's go ahead and get right into top fill on this tank. What you want to do on top fill, let me see, get myself right here. Basically, you're twisting this drip tip. And after you will go no further, this channel goes down a little bit right here, and then it allows you to put juice in at the top in one of these fill ports right here. Now, here's a con to me. I love the old school style of how we do it. And once again, for people that have not had a Crown tank, this is so much easier to do, to take it off, put it in, and go on with it. Doesn't matter what size bottle you use, it's easier to fill this tank right here. Now, people can disagree with me and say, oh, no, that's not right, that's not right. This is my opinion, and this is what I found with this tank. You almost need a needle top or a very glass strippers and all that stuff do nothing but make a mess with these. Unless you've got a special glass stripper out there that I have not seen yet, it will get messy filling these up. The other bad thing, depending on what ratio juice you use, and of course I'm a big Adore fan, what I like to vape hers is an 80-20 mix. It is a little thicker. So, and I have another tank ready to go, and I'll give you somewhat of an idea here what's going on. So let me open. Oh, let me get that open. All right. Where is my, there it is. Top secret Adore juice. Yes, loving it. So you're gonna have to have a tip similar to this. And so here's the thing, with a thicker juice, you've got to learn to slowly put the juice in and not try to feed it in there real fast by just squeezing the hell out of the bottle. What's going to happen is, as I'm going to show you, and I'm not putting a whole lot on it. Now the juice is going in fairly good on that, but what I have come to find out, a lot of times it'll shoot right back out the other side. To me, that is another con. I do not like that. I've had some big messes sometimes filling this tank. Does it do it all the time? No, but at times it will. Now, once again, back to the old school crown, it doesn't matter what you do. You tip, you squeeze, you go. And you know, you got to love that. Another thing you got to remember with this tank, and people can say, well, hell, that's just common sense. Well, a lot of times if you're on the go and you just don't think about it, you need to make sure you spin this back and close this off, because if not, you're going to wind up having a mess. Now, like I said, that's just common sense, but I'm as guilty as probably anybody else. If they want to admit it or not, they forgot to close it off and it'll get messy. What else on this tank? Another con, and you're probably going to hear me more cons than pros on it, but you know, it just happens that way. And two, like I said, if you've kept up with me on all the live shows and just whatever, you got to know that I have been a Crown fanboy forever. And it's just been an awesome tank. So it's kind of like when I knew this one was coming out, even if it was the crappiest tank around, you just got that feeling in you. I'm going to like it regardless. And I kind of went into it like that, but I've had to tell myself, look, you got to be honest about it. You know, you really got to give a good opinion on it. So now what this tank will do, what the Crown won't, once again, in my opinion, a lot more vapor production. So we'll go ahead and get a hit. Now this thing will chunk clouds. I got it on 90 watts right now. It's got a 0.2 in it. 0.2s are the same, 80 up to 120 watts. And it feels good. Now what this tank has, which this newer one doesn't, I've done the Rafale to this tank. Did it right before I went to Detroit. And if y'all don't know what the Rafale is, this is the name we've given it, since we're giving Mark Fagan his prompts on this. I will go ahead and let me break down this other tank. So here's the new one. So we're going to go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and take it apart for you and show you all the pieces to it. So once again, there is your deck on there, the coil. The coils are much larger than what the original Crown coils were. So, like I said, good size coil there. And you'll notice that they have this plate on the top, whereas on the older coils, this was all open to where you could actually see the cotton on there. So priming these, I just prime the ports, you know, and run through the basics with all this. Jeremy, I see you out there. How is the flavor? The flavor is it's muted. It's not the original crown. And once again, people, if you've done a crown tank and now you're looking to get a Rafale tank, you're going to lose some of the flavor. Unfortunately, you're going to lose some of it. But you're going to pick up vapor production. So if you're somebody that's more into the vapor production opposed to, you know, some people just want flavor, some people want vapor production. Of course, some people want both. It all depends. The thing about it is, if you do the Rafale, it picks up on flavor. It does pick up on it. Let me show you real quick what we're talking about here. So if you see in there, and let me get my little pointer out. So right in there, you see this piece of metal right here. They put a rifling inside the chimney. So if people don't understand what rifling is, the metal looks like it's spiraled through there somewhat. And it's a piece of metal probably about maybe a little less than an inch tall. If you want to Rafale your tank, what I do, and people have different approaches to this, but what I did was simply, well, I'm jumping the gun here, guys. Hold on. Let me break this tank down completely for you. Pretty much basic, just like most tanks will break down for you. You're gonna have this whole top piece come off like that. Now this breaks down no further than that. So once again, another flaw to me or a con is when you're cleaning this tank, you would literally have to let this top piece soak for a good long while, because this in here is where your piece drops for the top flow to work. And so over time, juice is going to sit in there, do its thing, and you're going to want to, you're really going to want to let this piece sit and soak when you're cleaning up. There's your glass. So you want to break this tank down completely before you do a Rafale if you're going to. Now, let me state real quick, because I should have stated this in the first. If you do a Rafale to your tank, this is your call. Don't hold me responsible, much less anybody else. Some people have boogered their tanks up a little bit. Like I said, it's your call. We're not telling you to do it. It's just something that if you know how to tinker around with a little bit of stuff and you want to try it, I say, hey, go for it. But once again, you don't hold me responsible if you tear your tank up. You want to have it broke down to this point right here, because what will happen is, and it's happened with a good friend, he actually left everything together and it shattered the glass as soon as he tapped on it. Now, some people have gotten a pair of needle nose pliers in here and just tried to twist and eventually work it out. But, the way I did it, I got a larger flathead screwdriver, laid this on the ground just like this, actually laid it on my floor in the garage, got a hammer and just tapped down into there a few times. So basically put in the flathead just on there and tapping down on it a few times, not hard at all, but just slowly tapping it some. And over a few hits, it's just spot welded in there. It's just tacked in. That's all it is. It popped out. Got a needle nose, kind of took the rest of the way out, and then cleaned the tank up real good. You want to make sure you clean this thing up if you do it. Make sure if there's any little shards of metal left that you get that crap out of there. So that is a definite. I'm going to answer questions in just a second. So if y'all are asking, believe me, I will get to you in just a second. So that being said, which do I prefer with, and this is supposed to be also a spit back protection right there. I wasn't getting spit back either way. And like I said, I've done it both ways now, and the difference to me is that the flavor production to it picked up a little bit. Drastically, no, but better, yes. So like I said, that's your call to make if you want to do it. So what else do we have here? Also, 3 different sets of coils for this one. So you can pick your flavor which you want to go with. They come in these nice tubes now. So that is your 0.2s. Come in a set of 4. Also your 0.1. That is your nickel for temp. And the 0.5s. Now, I've heard other people say, and like I said, I've used the 5s and the 2s. I've heard people say, hey, you get better flavor out of the 0.5s. And it's true. I did get a little better flavor, but I like higher wattages. So the 0.2s work better for me. I have not tried a 0.5 with my Rafale edition, which I'll probably need to do that at some point to see what kind of flavor comes out of that, but definitely will try that. Also, there is the VRBA for the Rafale. Now, I know I got to open one of these somewhere, but I'm going to go ahead and open this one up. Break the old trusted knife out. Now, I have not used this yet, but this is how it comes. You've got the jig in there to build on, and it already comes with one set up already on there. So you can vape this right off the bat until you're ready to rebuild again. Very nice package that they did this. Like I said, packaging on all this stuff is awesome. And I'm just looking. Yes, I've also heard that it is a pain to rebuild on. If you don't rebuild much at all or anything, you're probably going to look at this and go, holy crap. But so in the bottom of the packaging, this is what it comes with. And I'll pull this stuff out. So you give you some cotton. They give you a pre-made coil with some O-rings and your little Allen wrench in there. And like I said, it's got everything you need. Also, another little manual at the bottom to read and all that good stuff. Let me put this back in. So like I said, haven't used that yet. I'm certain in time I will, but just I haven't messed with it yet. So I can't really give you an opinion or tell you much about it if I haven't done anything with it yet myself. So you'll need to check out somebody else's video that's had all that going. Yeah, Daniel does. DJ LSB Vapes has a great video on it. Probably one of the better ones out there for that. So definitely check him out. But so all in all, I do like the tank. I've been using it a lot. I took it to Detroit with me. And like I said, I've been using it quite a bit. Like I said, so I'll give you, sit back a little bit and show you on vapor production. Woo, Lord. Let me get a little better one than that. Sorry about that. You know me and my cloud comps. I mean, vapor production's awesome on them. They do beat, in my opinion, they beat the original Crown out. But when it comes to flavor, no, it doesn't have it beat. Like I said, it doesn't matter doing the Rafale to it or not. The stock coils just cannot beat out the Crown to me. So, what have y'all got out there? Hit me with some questions. I know, don't choke yourself. I know. Let's see. How would you compare the Rafale tank to the Heracles Plus? Unfortunately, I do not have a Heracles Plus. I wish I did. I've been meaning to get my hands on one, but I just haven't got around to it. But, you know, hanging out with Mike, and really Mike loves his. And he's even led me to believe that he might even like his better than a Crown, and he's been a pretty big Crown person. So I'm sorry I can't give you that comparison there, but I really do need to get my hands on one. What else we got out there? I know I got some questions. Yeah, everybody, raise your cup and have a drink. Let's see. All those pictures are floating around. Okay. Yeah, I wonder myself sometimes. Is it worth buying? It is. It really is. Like I said, the only drawback to it is also another con to the tank, and I don't know if I just mentioned this. The drip tip does not come off. It's in there, and it has to be there simply because of how the top fill's set up on it. Well, let me take that back. That could have been developed a little bit better. So I think it could have been set up to where, you know, you could have replaced drip tip. Now, once again, if you keep up with me, you see I do a different drip tip on this one. And I mean, good production on the original Crown also. I mean, there's nothing to dislike about the original, but like I said, better vapor production to me on this one. Let me look. Let's see. No, I do not have. Oh, yes, I do. I do have one. I just haven't opened it yet because I got so many damn tanks sitting here. So, damn, I should have been on my game. But what I do here, Jeremy, that the TFV4 does have awesome flavor to it. Cloud, I don't know. I really don't know which one produces better. Sorry to say. I say buy the new Heracles or the original Crown. Shane, I would agree with you strictly because I would lean more towards the original Crown than the Rafale. But don't get me wrong, I do like the Rafale. It stays in one of my daily drivers. I love flavor. Who doesn't if you're vaping? But I'm also kind of one of those that I like my vapor production too. So, and like I said, I can get it a little bit better off a Rafale. But once again, that's strictly opinion. Some people might see it and say, well, shit, you're not really doing, you know, that's not really much more than anything. But, you know, a lot of this stuff is opinionated. I can give you certain facts about it, but when it comes to flavor, vapor production, you know, that's everybody's opinion on it. So let's see what else we got out there. Somebody said that the TFV4 coils I use are horrendous. I gave it away. I'm sorry to hear that. Let's see. Shane said he's got 2 Rafales, one still in the box. If that's well, I know. Like I said, it's all opinion. Basically, that's what it boils down to. Crown better flavor, Rafale is more clouds. And really, that's what it is. The Rafale to me has a lot more working against it for certain things about it. I've caught myself being a little bit more upset at the Rafale than I ever was at the Crown tank. But I will say this. If I did not have one and I had to purchase it, I would purchase one. And just like I said, with the time I've had with it and being able to use it, uh, for me, I'm still going to use it. It's not going anywhere. Um, and once again, people, and most people know that have been in vaping long enough, there are so many freaking sub-ohm tanks out there right now. And trying to find that perfect one for you, man, it's trial and error. And a lot of people don't have that kind of money to do trial and error. But the tank I refer to most people that I have ever have before in my life has been the Crown tank. I've always referred it to people, and most people I have referred it to that have made the purchase on one have always got back with me and said, you know, ST man, that you were right, that was a great tank right there. So for a lot of people that are new to vaping, that might be watching right now or watching a replay, maybe you want to start off on a Crown tank and then eventually work your way into the Rafale. You know, like I said, it's all on what you're willing to spend on this stuff. It's all willing what you want out of it. Like I said, more production, go with the Rafale. If you want better flavors, pretty good production vapor wise, do the Crown tank. Any other good questions out there for ST? You see, I'm running solo today too, baby. Don't nobody want to play with ST today, so it's all good though. I can do it with a group. I can do it by myself. Come on, hit me with some questions. Because this is about to get shut down. I do appreciate everybody that showed up to watch, though. Yep, solo ST. Let's see, I have 3 Crown tanks and use 2 of them every day. I feel you there, Marvin. That's a good one. What batteries do you use the most? What? HE4s. I got a buttload of these. I love them. Run them in most of my devices. The only thing I'm running VTC 4s in my, I don't even, where the hell is it at? It's probably sitting right in front of me and I can't even see it with all this crap. I run VTC 4s in my RX 200. I just like I get good battery life out of that one. So, but yeah. Yes, we did discuss the Rafale. You're gonna have to hit rewind on it. Go watch the first part. Like I said, the Rafale is not hard to do, but the disclaimer to the video is do it at your own risk. Like I said, I've heard through at least 2 to 3 people of damaging their tanks trying to do it. I don't know what they did to damage. It could be real easy. If you're going to go at them like you're pissed at them, and you could probably tear it up real quick, you got to be a little bit easy with it, kind of watch what you're doing. So let's see, are the only batteries that have ever been in on me user air. Dave, I love mine though, Dwayne. Mine, man, I got tons of them sitting here, and like I said, never had an issue out of them. I love them. I was a 25R guy for a while, but I switched over to these HE4s, and like I said, everything I run them in, they seem to run good. But I guess I'll have to do a live battery show and see if I can outdo Peg, right? But yes, the shaft is press fitted. That is another thing. If you tap it too hard, once again, this piece right here is actually going to slide out. If it does do that, you need to push it back in there. More than likely, you're going to have to replace that little O-ring right there. And what's good about it is that you have replacements in your pack. But it is threaded at the top to where it screws in. And if you get it set correctly, it'll pull it all back together. Believe me, trust me on that one. Just watch what you're doing. You have to have careful hands for that. All right. Well, I wasn't going to take this too long. Just wanted to give you, a live look. I know everybody's done it, but I wanted to give you mine. Uh, there are some great videos out there on the Rafale tank if you need like hardcore technical aspect of the tank. Uh, I wanted to give this to the people to let you know that what you're going to run into with everyday vaping on it, pros and cons that I feel like I've got with it, and the tips are really just on the Rafale portion of it. Uh, but we'll see you out there, Shane. Appreciate you showing up. But um, yeah, so like I said, it's a good tank. It really is. I'm not going to give it. Uh, I wouldn't give this one a thumbs down because, like I said, I do enjoy using mine. But this tank was a pretty controversial tank when it first came out. A lot of folks, were on both sides of the fence with this one. So I enjoy mine. Once again, the only thing that probably has upset me the most about this tank, and I don't know, I think what I have got was some bad coils in the past, because when I fill my tanks, I do it by the books, even though what I just did a second ago, I didn't. I do shut airflow off, do everything by the book with it. And what I had happen was after having this tank for a couple of days, I had my 0.2 in. I had simply was just taking a vape and seen a drop, and I was like, "Ooh, what is that?" And then I seen another one, and then a couple others. It had basically, let me show you on the inside. Now it's got a pretty deep well in there on there, but what it had done, it had puddled up inside there a little bit, and as soon as I tipped it, it was coming out the airflow control portion of it. So. It's got a nice airflow control to it too. It's clicky. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Let me see if I can get it. Nice and clicky. But somebody else I know had theirs break within a short period of having that. So, once again, it was a new tank to come out. I don't know how much time was put into developing it and how long it, was actually in the process before it hit the market. So it happens with a lot of things, not just in vaping, with everything. So I'm sure if there was corrections that need to be made to it, hopefully they've been made. I'm hopeful anything that would happen with the coil, that they have done whatever they needed to do there. I'm just assuming for the period that I got my stuff in, we were still right around that point, I think, of having some bad coils out there, and I could have got a few bad ones in the bunch because I did receive quite a few coils. So that could be the thing. So I don't want to give anybody a black eye on something, but like I said, I could receive some. Let's see. Any quick feelings about the? You know what? I've got my Mason sitting on top of, and I don't know where the hell I've set it at. Oh, sheesh. It is an awesome RDA. I don't think they're out on the market yet, but very awesome. Loving mine. Just got mine up and going a couple days ago. I got the 24. I used the wire that came with it, just thinking that, hey, that this is what he suggested, Yosh. So I've got the 22 gauge. I've got like I think about an 8 wrap going on, a dual coil setup. But when I first got it going, holy crap, that joker blows. It's a vape. It is nice. I will do another video on that one coming up here pretty soon, but I'm trying to keep it on point with this. But that's really all I've got about it. Quick look, tips, pros, cons. If you're just showing up, I'm sorry. Go back and watch the replay. You can get my honest opinion out of some of this stuff. So, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for showing up. And we will be talking at you soon. So, good day, y'all.